One of the reasons many Americans are out of work is that other Americans buy and sell manufactured goods made in other countries. It's been happening for some time, but some people are surprised at just where it's happening, including some places that really seem to represent America, as CBS News correspondent Michelle Miller found out. Good morning.
Good morning, Erica. Well, tourists come from all over the world to visit our museums, our national parks, our zoos. But finding an American-made souvenir to take home is proving to be difficult. Lawmakers are now fighting to get more American-made products back in souvenir shops. And for some small business owners and manufacturers alike, that's very welcome news.
They all start with one star.
For nearly a decade, Mary Buxbaum sold her handcrafted wares made right here in her Connecticut home to one of the most iconic institutions in America.
Twice a month I was shipping just to the Smithsonian, the History Museum.
More specifically, the gift shop at the Smithsonian's American History Museum. Her Americana collection, she says, was among the museum's best sellers.
One day the buyer came in with her spreadsheet with all her numbers and she said, "Do you realize you sell more work as a single artist than any other artist in the Smithsonian?"
But despite brisk sales, the relationship came to an abrupt end.
Management changed and a new buyer came in.
Sales at Merrily Made dropped 20%, forcing Buxbaum to eventually lay off her 3 employees. Now she works all alone.
You think it was a lower price point that drove them?
I know they sell lower price point items today than the item that I have, but I'm a handmade item made in America.
What is sold to an estimated 4 million visitors who flock to the American History Museum each year are items with the inscription, "Made in China."
And I think it's quite un-American.
Representative Nick Rahal is out to change that. Working with his fellow lawmakers, he crafted legislation tying the sale of American-made souvenirs to future federal funding. 70% of the museum's budget comes from the federal government.
I think Americans would pay $1 or $2 more, or a very infinitesimal small amount more, to have their lapel American flag pins, for example, say, "Made in the USA."
The last 30 years have proven otherwise. More than 8 million Americans lost their manufacturing jobs as factories moved overseas. Small businesses like Merrily Made put out of business as stores increasingly ditched American-made in lieu of cheaper products.
It is important that we send a message that we help boost the morale of American workers by showing them that we care to keep their jobs here, and we care to have our products made in America.
Bowing to pressure, the Smithsonian has agreed to sell only American-made merchandise at the American History's Price of Freedom gift shop by early July. Buxbaum hopes to be first in line.
You hope to be back in the Smithsonian?
You bet. I better be back.
But many say the problem extends far beyond the Smithsonian to all institutions, landmarks, national parks, and the congressman says everywhere that he and his fellow congressmen can, they'll be looking into it.
So that bill is on the table.
It is on the table.
You mentioned Smithsonian. One gift shop is making this move for July, but as a whole, what are they saying about that bill?
They're not saying much. I mean, they're saying, look, we can provide some American-made products for some of our museums, but you know, we have a history museum, we have, other museums that, cater to other types of motifs. So it's, they're looking for the best price point. Some of the items aren't necessarily made in America that they're looking for. It's a catch-22.
Yeah, it really is. Great story, though.
And I also brought you a little Made in America. So
oh, very nice.
I
love it.
that you might.
And Mary's in my home state of Connecticut, which is very nice.
Right
Michelle.
outside of Hartford.
Yeah, Michelle, thanks.